Hello and welcome to today's episode of Pod Hub. We are going to discuss the supernatural, all the things that go bump in the night, and loads of topics on that. Today I am joined by
Brandon.
with a mouthful of food.
I will get onto that in a minute.
And Hayden.
Lovely. If you do enjoy our ramblings today, then please like, subscribe, leave us a comment on your thoughts on the topics and what we discussed today. We are looking to really brand the channel and the podcast, so if you do have any fancy ideas, we are open to it. Yeah, let us know. Thank you. Brendan, what are you eating?
Yes. Yeah, so I kind of spoiled it already because I'm already eating. I'm having a rocket lolly from Lidl because, I wanted a rocket lolly. So that's what I'm scranning right now.
A rocket lolly?
A rocket lolly, like an ice pop. You should know. Please tell me you know what one of them are.
I don't know. I think I'm going to have to look it up.
I know, it's the blue, white, and red one, right? Or variation of those colours.
It's the yellow, orange, and red shaped like a rocket.
Okay, yellow, orange, and red. Yeah.
Sometimes it has chocolate on top, but they're posh.
Yeah,
you can never get them anywhere anymore.
I've never seen ones with chocolate on the top.
Yeah, not anymore. Can't get them anymore.
I think I know what you mean with the chocolate ones.
There are like red, white, and blue ones though as well. But yeah, the ones you've got are more widely available.
Say lolly again though.
Who?
Brandon.
Say what again?
Lolly.
Lolly.
Lolly. You say it like you're from fucking Leicester, mate.
The rocket lolly. Well, lolly.
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 I mean,
no. I agree.
No,
I'm agreeing with you, but you're saying it like you're from Leicester.
The way he says it just makes me think of things that I can't really say.
If you want to hear opinions on different people's accents, we also have another podcast on about accents.
We do have
please
an
make
accent
sure to
episode.
check that out. It will be on the Pod Hub playlist, which we will change eventually in the future.
We have got to do a one about foods. Our favourite foods. Like mains, desserts, starters, all the kind of fun shit. But that's for another episode.
Yes.
Hayden, what have you had snack-wise, drink-wise?
Well, my tea, I've just had chips and a battered sausage. But for drink, I've got a bottle of
sausage.
Battered sausage, yeah. Sausage. I tend, when I get chips, I tend to either get battered sausage or Savoy. But this time I went with battered sausage. And my drink of choice is just Pepsi Max.
I was about to say, I was going to say Pepsi Max. No, it will come in.
Mm-hmm. But it's either that or Diet Dr. Pepper.
Yeah, I'm on the H2O. And Pom, what are you on?
Technically nothing on nothing because it hurts to swallow right now. But I have just had like a multivitamin juice and chocolate bunny lollies, to be fair.
Chocolate bunny lollies.
Hurts to swallow, but can still have chocolate. That's so valid. So valid.
It's like, you can just trickle down your throat, it's fine.
Yeah.
I get my chocolate fix. I don't know, after eating my tea, my throat hurts less, but I don't know if that's just because I got used to the pain. I don't think it stopped hurting any more than what it was. It's just I'm used to. I was just like, I'm too hungry. I'm not gonna not eat food.
Also, speaking about pain, if you want to know, there's also another podcast where Pom talks about liking pain. I'm not going to mention what that one's called, but you can find that one as well. I'm sure you did.
I still haven't listened to that one.
I can't remember what I said in that, to be fair. It was a while ago. Probably should revisit that one. Okay, so let's dive into the topics of today.
Hookums.
First
Yes.
off, who believes in ghosts?
Me. 100%.
Yeah.
The real.
I
There's no way
do.
they're not.
I do
not
now.
real.
I do
I
now.
do believe in
Sort of.
ghosts. I do.
I do now. Yeah.
I'm a
I
boy.
never used to. I used to think it was all silly. But
At what point did you start to believe in them?
fairly recently. Like I always kind of learned about ghosts and stuff through my mum because she's always been into like ghosts. She's always believed. She's got like loads of stories of her own, that she could like speak about. But me personally, it was when I first on my first like ghost hunt. I was just my mate talked me into it, and it was like, oh no, because she's all into it and stuff, and I was just like, oh, all right, something to do, like actually something to do. And yeah, I mean, I always said I'd believe in it if I had my own experiences, and hey, I've had my own experiences. So
You were always that skeptic, but because you've actually done it now, you're like, hang on a
yeah,
minute,
because I've done it and stuff, like, so I feel like I don't have a unique point of view, but it's just, I've gone out and actually had experiences of my own, and as I've like delved deeper into it and stuff, yeah, I believe. So yeah,
Seeing
that's
is believing.
yeah, seeing is believing.
Yeah, I'd always say it's been always used to have like ghost shows on, like Ghost Adventures, always a big one. And then just the things that get off that, I've always thought it was real. I mean, as a kid, Most Haunted used to be the main one.
I was just gonna say, you grow up
And
watching
then,
Most Haunted.
and
yeah,
then-
and that's the thing.
Fake.
I've always been into it. Like, I used to watch that and stuff, but I was always skeptic. Sorry.
yeah, you watch Most Haunted, and it's really bad. I'm sorry, it's just no. I'm just like,
No,
how
it
did
is. It is.
these-
It's shit. Like,
Yeah, who was that guy? I can't remember his name. The one who was faking it. What was his name?
Dara Ryan.
faking it.
Him. Yeah.
Yeah. What's that his name? I think.
I think it was something like that. The
No.
Scouse fella.
Yeah.
It's all
Have you
cold and
noticed?
dark.
It's got
It's
all cold and dark.
Yeah.
Yeah. Him.
Yeah. I
Reminds
never used
me-
to be able to watch it.
Like when you go on ghost hunts and stuff like that, you'll get that one person where you're like, why the fuck are you here if you're gonna act like this? Fuck off. You're
Oh,
like,
God.
you'll take it seriously or don't believe in it, but don't be a dickhead about it.
So every ghost hunt I've been on, there's always been a few dickheads, and it's this isn't like me being misogynistic or anything, but it has always been like a middle-aged woman or a young
Really?
it's either been a middle-aged woman or like young girls, like
That is so funny because mine's complete
20,
opposite.
21.
Oh, you're about to say it's all the young males or something.
Is it always the
No,
males?
it's always like the males between like their mid to late 30s and their 40s to mid 40s.
Oh, really?
They're always like joking around, being absolute dickheads.
I mean,
thinking
that
they're
would
all
be me,
cool.
because when I get scared, the only way to cope with it is to try and make fun of it.
Most of the time,
To
they're
a-
not
to
even
a
scared,
point.
they're literally just being dickheads.
Just put in
See,
perspective, these two have been to ghost hunts. I've not done one at all. I would like to do one, but I've still
Brandon,
never done one.
we are going to do one.
Yes, we want to go. I want to go with you, definitely, Hayden, to the
Yeah,
Leicester
Leicester.
Trinity Hospital.
That's the Trinity Hospital.
Oh, a
Yeah.
hospital? Oh, nah.
See,
Gonna be-
now
Yeah,
I think
yeah.
it's
No,
like
you
a
are.
community, but
Yeah.
it's like a community hall. But it used to be a church, but before then, it was literally tents and what they're called, like pop-up beds type things. It
Yeah.
used to be a hospital back in like the war times, where people had freaking no painkillers and limbs sawed off and that kind of shit.
The way it should be done.
It's still
Still,
called the
no.
Trinity Hospital, though, isn't it?
I think so. Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
And then you go to, I think it's like an old castle that's no longer a castle, it's just ruins that's been made into like the university now. But before it became the universities, it used to be a courthouse. And
Where's
back
that?
in the day, that's just up the road. They used to hang people outside.
Oh, okay. I know where you're talking about. Yeah, I've been through that. I've not been to Trinity Hospital and stuff, but I know the area you're talking about with the hangings and stuff. Yeah.
You walk under a little
I've been through
bridge, and
that.
they tell you
Yeah,
stories about
yeah,
a witch that used to lurk around the bridge.
yeah.
It's so good, but that is the biggest like experiences I've had as a group. Where before I've had like personal big experiences, but that was one where what I was seeing, feeling, and talking to someone about it was actually happening. And I was like, wow, correlation, amazing.
I mean, I've never been to a specific one, but I have been to places where weird stuff has happened before.
So yeah, I'm interested, Brennan. What like experiences have you had then? Like,
we had. I mean, we used to do stupid YouTube videos once.
Yeah.
I don't need to say what
really
my
cool.
YouTube. Yeah, Pom's seen them. There's
I liked them.
There's one building near Wigan called Hay Hall, and it's always been known for being haunted and things. Like you'd hear, like there's a piano in one room, and you just hear it go off on its own. And it's like, oh no. But I tried to show Pom the part of the video. You can't see it. One of the curtains just moves on its own, and I was looking for ages to find it, but I can't find it. I've not been on it to check for a while, but just things like that, a simple thing of a curtain moving, you'd be like, that's nothing. That I'm like, no,
Yeah.
I saw that move. There's no one in that building. It's
Yeah.
empty. What do you mean? But I've had other things. Like, what was one? We were in a field down near mine, and I swear I could see the shadow of a guy just stood there next to a tree. And
Shadows are a big one.
Hers went up on me, but I was like, oh no, and they're like, there's no one there. There's someone fucking stood there. And then it took them a minute to see it. Yeah, I'm like, yeah, fucking nah. And I'm like, I'm going home now. Going home. Goodbye.
So for me, shadows are a big one in the sense of like when I've been to like the ghost hunts and stuff, they are what I see the most. And so I'll my first experience, my first ever like true experience, which made me like question everything I've believed and everything, was the first ghost hunt. I kept seeing this like dark tall figure like in the corner. I should explain where I was. We were at like this old building, like kings would pass through there and stuff, and now it's like a farm area and stuff, and it's been many things throughout the hundreds of years it's been around, you know. But it was also like a place where the monks would stay and stuff, and like the head monk would like live there and stuff, and so I believe like that's who I kept seeing, and I kind of know I wasn't going crazy because my friend, she looked at me and said, "Oh, do you see it too, Hayden?" And I'm like, tall shadow, dark figure thing peeking around the corner, and she's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Yes, I do." You know, I was scared as shit, and I was like, "Yeah, I see it." And she's like, "Okay. Yeah, I see it too." And she's been on like many like ghost hunts and stuff, like way more than me. And so like I kind of felt validated. But then later on in the night, we were in like the big hall, and there was nobody behind me. My friend was at the side of me, like, I don't know, 2 arms lengths away, like at the side of me. And the same for like the person to my left as well, you know, about 2 arms lengths away. Literally nobody behind me. Something tapped me on my shoulder. It wasn't hard and it wasn't like forceful, but it was enough to feel it.
Like a brush, like someone brushed against.
Not even a brush, like a tap, like literally tap, like on my shoulder to kind of like get my attention, type of thing. And I turned, and I was like, "What the fuck was that?" Like, and that's like the scariest thing. I wasn't scared, but that was like the thing where I thought, okay, yeah,
something's happening here.
Something's going on, because what else could it have been? Like, I really don't know. And seeing like the shadowy figure and stuff, yeah. And then as I've been on more shadowy figures of what I've seen the most of, and yeah, it's really interesting, I think, personally.
This is the thing where you're saying people, like, you get touched and stuff. When you're on about, you have people who just take the mick all the time. That's what you don't want, because you've got them, even if it's females or it's young males or whatever. If they're just going to take the piss, it's going to take it out. Like, just ruin the experience. You're like, are you being serious or not?
I think it really off-puts the moods on those.
Yeah, so mine wasn't me in what I was saying. It wasn't referencing to like people being dicks, but it was more people being over the top, excessive stuff. So like when, for instance, when we did like the Ouija board, for instance, and like I shouldn't, I don't know. It probably could have been like contacting whatever, but. Like, there was this young girl, about 20 or 21, I put her in that age range, and she was just really emotional from the start, and she was like, oh my god, yes, I know this person, Peter, for instance, or whatever, right? And it was like, oh yes, he's been through so much, blah, 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 like taking over, like the actual person running the thing and stuff, and but then she was like, oh my god, I think it's a child, and all that. I was like, oh my god, I had to go and do something else. So she was really like stressing me out, and I was like, oh my god.
Just to go off topic for a minute, just for that, when you mentioned Ouija board, my mate actually told me this the other day when I went to Liverpool. He was like, "Did you know a Ouija board was made by Hasbro?"
Yes, I didn't know. Oh no, I didn't know Hasbro.
Yeah, so it was made by Hasbro, so all the like licensing and stuff from a Ouija board comes from Hasbro. It used to be just a fun game for kids, and now it's
all I know
such a
is
big,
it used to be it used to be a toy, and I don't know how the hell it was like supposed to be perceived as a toy, but hey ho.
I bet it was just like to like spell stuff out, kind of fun stuff, and then I bet something happened and. Then it just rolled from there, really, didn't it? I guess.
Yeah, maybe.
Imagine, yeah. Me, mum bought this new game. Let's play it. Speaking to your nan who just died or something. No offense.
It's the same with like the Annabelle dolls and stuff, though. Like, there's literally like specific dolls that people will look at and be like, "Oh my god, that's like a haunted doll," even though it isn't, but it looks similar. So that's it. It's just got the.
That's one thing I don't like at all is people who go, oh, I've got like Annabelle doll, or what's the other one? Is it Robert?
Yeah.
Robert the doll. Well, oh yeah, we've kept this haunted doll and we're just going to keep him in a cabinet somewhere. Don't touch him. He can move stuff around the room even though he's in a cabinet and stuff. Chuck it in the bin or set it on fire. Why are you keeping it? Why are you keeping something like that? You'd be like, oh, well, but I like him. He's cute.
To think of it. If they can entrap it in something, that's going to be better than letting it out, right?
No, just put it in a landfill somewhere.
Surely there's gonna be a way to see if it's attached to something. Maybe there's a way to keep it attached.
So this is where my skepticism comes in, is with haunted objects, right?
Yeah, I agree.
So because I know things like, oh yeah, they go hand in hand type of thing, and it's like supernatural in like cursed objects or whatever. It's supposed to like go hand in hand and stuff. So like whenever you speak to like someone who's into it, you know, it's like, oh, do you believe in ghosts? And if you say yeah, and it's like, oh, so you know, it was a haunted doll and shit. And it's like, all right, that's like a kind of, I see it as different like subsection of the supernatural and stuff, right? And so
Yeah.
I'm very much questioning that. But again, I only question it because A, I want to know, but also B, I've never had an experience where I've like seen something off about like a fucking doll or something, right? Like, I've never had that, so I don't know.
I believe it probably is somewhat possible, the fact that, say, a child once had a toy that was their favourite toy, and like they died suddenly or abruptly or horribly, and then that toy is the only thing that brought them joy in the afterlife, so then they're found playing with that toy. Then I can get that. But then, like, will they move on? Will they pass on? Is that toy always going to be haunted? Probably not. But like, then I would say that that's a residual ghost that's going to be playing with that one toy. They're not going to be like communicating with us or doing stuff with anything else. It would probably just be that toy, because that's the connection that ghost has. So that's how I would see it.
When it comes to it's like what spirits possessing it, like, so you do get things, don't you? A kid got this toy, and then there seems to be a spirit connected to it, and they have had stories where it's a family member, but it's when it's something really creepy and it's not. It's like, there's loads of videos everywhere on supernatural stuff. I think you were watching the one with me with that Elmo balloon. So they bought an Elmo balloon.
It's terrifying.
I know what you're talking about. It is terrifying, but I see it as just, you know, the air being let out. Yeah, it just happened to like be moving through the room.
So you're telling me it climbs up the stairs. You're telling me there's wind that goes, it's just going upstairs, you know, as you do normally.
No, it's like the air from the balloon like deflating and stuff, and it like floats, you know, it floats anyway, so like the air's being let out. That's what I'm saying. There's like so many things that can be kind of explained away as well. But
no, I'm not having that. No. I'm not having that. No.
We're not.
It's still creepy as fuck. I want to go back to the shadow thing though, and touch on other stuff connecting. So, in my experiences, shadows have always been either someone that's bad, mischievous, or extremely bad. Where if I can actually see someone, then they're normally good, okay, and just want to communicate. So I always think of it as the bad ones never want to show their face, because they don't want to be tied to what happens. And then I've only, like, if there's like a dark force spirit thing, and you can tell you're like, who you wanting to try and hurt, like, you immediately know that they're not here for good. And you're like, what are you doing? Why are you here?
It's like what you said, when you went on a ghost hunt, didn't someone actually get targeted or something? At the end, like they had a spirit follow them at the end. That's the bit I don't get. That's why the only thing with doing ghost hunts and stuff, what if something gets attached to you and then goes home with you? No, thank you.
That's why you bring protection.
So I know
covering herself.
I think I told Pom this. On my first one, my friends were there with my friend, one of her sisters, and their mum, right? And so apparently their mum, like, I know her well, you know, like we used to work together and stuff. But I didn't realize she's something called an empath. You know, she can like feel feelings and stuff like that, right? Really deeply, and like, so I was like, this is what I'm saying. Like, they believe in like a whole subsection of it that I question.
I've never heard of that before.
Yeah, so Pomsky, have you heard of like an empath before? Like,
yeah, but not in a supernatural aspect. But yeah, it makes sense.
Yeah, so there's like a supernatural like side
an
of it, where
someone that's just a very emotionally
in tune with like emotion, connected, with their emotions and stuff. But they can feel the emotions of like other beings and stuff, right? Apparently, And
Humans
so
are just like really influenced on their emotions.
yeah.
So if something's around them that's going to emotionally impact them, then that's going to be what it is.
You're telling me they could be feeding the ducks and then go, "Oh, that one's had a bad life. Its mum's just died." Yeah, like you'd be like, "Don't be
don't
giving
know
it
anything about
breadcrumbs.
it.
Its sister
Really.
like choked on a breadcrumb. It doesn't like it anymore and stuff like that." Like, come on.
Yeah, I don't know too much about it other than she's an empath. But anyway, so we did something called a human pendulum. Again, I've never done this before, and my mate's mum was just like, "Yeah, I'll be the like point of the point of contact." So like we're all channeling like apparently like spirits and stuff to kind of communicate through my friend's mum, and she ends up, and this like it freaked me out. It didn't scare me, but I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" This is my first ghost hunt, by the way, and so apparently she ended up getting possessed, and her eyes rolled to the back of her head, and she was just like swaying back and forth, like really softly. And then all of a sudden, like she just went quiet, like was saying nothing, was just staring dead ahead, and like nothing was
With
in
the
her
eyes
head.
at the back of her head.
Yeah, yeah, but it was just like she was just staring forwards, eyes rolling to the back of her head, but then coming back round. That's what I'm like. And then all of a sudden, she starts like falling backwards to where she's like gonna fall on her ass. And I quickly like ran and grabbed her and stuff and held her and stuff. And like for about a minute, I was just holding onto her shoulders, like, "Yo, what the
Was you in a
fuck is
circle?
going on?"
Did you break the
Yeah,
circle?
yeah.
Damn.
This is something I don't understand. Pom straight
I
away.
don't
Oh,
understand it. I don't
did you break
understand.
the
I still
circle?
to
And I'm
this
like,
day.
why does
I
it have to be
still.
a circle? There's other shapes. Why does it have to be a circle? It's always a bloody circle.
But no matter what, you've got one point touching the other, so it's perpetual. Even if it's a freaking star, you're in a perpetual connection. So you break that connection, bad shit's gonna happen.
Well, anyway, so I broke it. I caught her. She came back round. She like we went downstairs, had a little rest or whatever, and she was just like, "Huh, what happened?" Like she doesn't remember any of it. But then again, I'm just like, was that real?
Do you think
I
she'd lie
don't.
to you like that, though?
Huh?
Do you think she'd lie to you like that, saying that she doesn't remember it?
I don't think so, but I don't know.
That's why you'd want to go with people you trust. Because, like, let's say us now, if we went to one, I wouldn't expect Hayden to just start. If he's just floating in midair. How are you doing that? I brought some strings or something. Oh.
No, I will tell you. On my last one, the last one I went on, again, with the same friend, but then another friend. It was her first time, right? So we'd already been on one, me and my other mate, and then we're with another friend. It was her first time, and we go to three different sections, right? Like we split it up throughout the night, and we're on the third section. Nothing's really happened much. Again, I'll go into it a bit more, but for this topic, it was the last one. We're in the dungeons, and
That already sounds bad.
yeah, we're in like the dungeons. This place, it had been like again hundreds and hundreds of years old. It's been multiple different things. It was like a school for the girls. It was a courthouse back in like the 1600s, and just all these different type of things. And so we're in the dungeons, and the last thing it was a police like a mini like police area thing, right? So that's why they had the cells in the dungeons. And so we were down there, and I just started like instantly. So it was like 5 minutes in, I just started feeling weird, and like I was kind of, as my friends put it, like I was fully conscious, I was fully aware, but I was just like fixated on one point, and it was like this ancient like torture device thing, right? And I'm just like, what the fuck? But apparently, I was so like focused on it. And then my friend was saying, Hayden, you're kind of like swaying back and forward a little bit. And I was like, what the fuck? And then she was like, I had to step away and like go to, our other friend because she was scared. Like she was like, Hayden, you were scaring me. I'm like, what did I say anything? And he's like, no, you didn't do anything, but you were just kind of very softly like swaying back and forwards and kind of like you had dead eyes. I'm like, what do you mean dead eyes? And it's like there was nothing behind your eyes. You were just staring.
What did you
this
feel like
point.
then? Did you just feel
I
like you were
felt
just looking at something?
no, yes, but also I felt like headed, right?
Hmm.
And so I said to like, the person who was taking us out, I was like, right, I need to go outside for a bit, like get some fresh air because I really don't feel too well. Explained to him like what was going on. He was like, no, it's fine. Yeah, take time. Like all friendly about it and stuff. And so like I just sat outside for like 5-10 minutes. I came back in, went back in, like joined my friends and stuff. Some people were doing, and this is where I just felt creeped out about like the Ouija board. For some reason, I walk in, they're talking about dead babies, and I was just like, no, I can't. All right, I'm
Excuse
like
me?
moving up. I'm moving
I'm
away
out.
from this
I'm out.
conversation, right? And so again, I go back to the middle of the room, speaking to my friend. Bam! Again, instantly fixated on this point. Started feeling weird again, and I was like, "What the fuck is going on?" And this is why I was aware it was happening, right? So I kind of just took myself out of that situation before it got any worse, and like completely understood. He got someone to like go to the main hall with me. Like Pomsky will know. Like where you all meet up, that little
Yeah.
area where you
Have
get tea
like
and
a
stuff. Yeah.
yeah.
So like one guy came with me. We were just talking and shit. And there was only like 10 minutes left of like. So we just waited. I had a cuppa and stuff, and then we all spoke about what happened. But that again, that's a weird thing. Like I can't explain what happened other than something was like maybe reaching out to kind of make me acknowledge it or something, right? Like
That's maybe how I died, or even more. You're like, unless you made me like, I know this with the supernatural, with like, past family members and stuff. You may have had a relative that may have had something involved in that device, even though it's such a long time ago. You never know if you have like relatives who stay with you, like was said with possessed objects and things like that. Do they not choose to just stick with the family as you're going on? But that's something to do with when we don't know. We don't know what happens when you die. That's the scariest thing. And I think that was in another podcast, wasn't it? The fears one. I think Nathan said it was
has a
the
fear
thing
of
of death.
dying.
Mm.
Yeah.
Really? Okay, yeah. I fluctuate with mine. I fluctuate between being accepting and great fear. Like it's literally existential fucking fear. Like I'm gonna fucking die one day. Like it's scary. But then I think about it like a week or two later, I was like, eh. You know what I mean? It's like bring it on type of thing.
Yeah, please take me from this torture right now.
Yeah, I'm so fucked in the head. I'm just like either fearful of it or I'm just like fucking take me out now.
I mean, we know about the world ending podcast. Your opinion on everything? Oh, zombie apocalypse! I just end it all now, mate. Just
No, I would. I wouldn't put myself through it. If it was like again, I'm going on a bit of a tangent. If it was regular kind of how we know zombies, like slow walkers, like I'd probably deal with it, right? Like it'd be a pain in the arse, but I'd deal with it. Anything else? Left 4 Dead.
I don't know.
Last
I
of
just
Us.
think I can barely deal with life as it is. Never mind actually having to struggle.
Yeah.
Like you're struggling enough as it is in day-to-day life, and we have it easy compared to living in a zombie apocalypse.
I feel though, if it was regular shit, stuff would get done about it, right? There'd be groups that form to like take them out. I feel like the army would be able to like do a good job, and shit like that.
We'd hope.
I don't. Yeah, I did hope.
We are on about zombies here, not supernatural. I wouldn't expect. We're
Yeah,
on about like
I know.
Ghostbusters or
No,
something.
no. We're talking about. Sorry, right.
Right. Yeah.
Go back to Ghost. Back to Ghost.
No, but say that Ghostbusters and stuff. The equipment we're getting for ghost hunts is getting a lot better.
We
knew something new. I didn't look into it, but I need to.
Have they?
Something that's going to be really, really helpful.
My mate Cody's got an EMF detector. I've got one of them.
Bro, the last ghost hunt I was on, they literally had dots. Like the dots projector thing. I was like, hell fucking yeah, we got dots up in this bitch.
That isn't just a video game thing. It actually is.
No,
we had literal tier 1 dots that we had to put.
Yeah, the tier 1 dots, but they were way better than tier 1 dots. Let me tell you that.
Yo, are you near? Are you far? Are you close? Where are you? Get one of them.
So I've got.
I can't wait for the Connects type thing to become more affordable, because there's the Connect Xbox Connect.
Yeah.
Like the projector things that you can't see. It's projected
Connect.
dots.
Yeah, Jesus Christ, that's like years old.
Stick figure and everything. There is them about. They're just really expensive, so there's not many people that have them. So like your average ghost hunting group doesn't get them, but it would be amazing for most people. But to be fair, REM pods, they've only just becoming like in big groups, but they've been around for ages. I was trying to remember what actual REM pod stands for. Does everyone know what a REM pod is?
Nope.
So
I know the Ghost Adventures use it.
Yeah, a REM pod provides no usable data. Well, thank you.
Oh, it's just that box that just shines a light in it.
Yeah, so it's basically like an EMF. It has its own magnetic field on this little stick thing, right? And that when that magnetic field's broken, it makes a very annoying noise, and all the lights start to flash up. And it has like 1, 2, or 3 kind of tiers on it.
It's like when they ask a question, don't they?
Yeah.
Oh, hang on. 250 quid.
Yeah. Ghost hunting equipment isn't cheap. Yeah, you can get a REM pod teddy bear that has a magnetic field in the teddy bear. So when someone touches it or you get close to it, it breaks that field, and then the teddy bear starts flashing and beeping.
Oh yeah, they did that in Ghost Adventures, didn't they? They said there was a ghost of a child, and they left the teddy bear in the middle of the room, and then it like moves.
We what's the
I know it's like a spirit box, but what's the one that kind of just says random words every so often?
An elderly victim.
Yeah.
It's like a radio thing, isn't it?
So like people use that one like on the phone and stuff, right? But then also I've got actually quite a few stories from my last ghost hunt that went on. I know I've told you most of them, Pomsky, but I don't know if I've mentioned them to Brandon. So we were in
called a spirit box.
Oh yeah, it's probably a spirit box thing. Yeah. So we're in like this main hall area of the place that we're ghost hunting, and we set up the dots protector, and we set it on so it's like covering one half of the room, and on that room it's got some stairs, and it's got another room where we did the spirit box. But before then, we were doing the dots, and we kept a lot of us kept seeing something on the stairs, like go through it like a shadow type thing, but it was a very small shadow, so we thought it was like a child. But then me and my 2 other friends, we kept seeing up in that fucking room again, a shadow thing kept peeking his head around the corner, like every so often, kind of like coaxing us, like the child was kind of like bait or something, or the child was trying to get our attention. and then something was like washing over the room, and because it was where they used to do like auctions and stuff, right? So it was high up, looking over the hall. We thought it was an authoritative figure, right? But he kept fucking. Me and my friends, we saw it. We time.
So you're like, it's an authoritative figure, but it could be a child because he keeps doing it.
Yeah. So my friend introduced me to. I think Pomsky knows this one. Zozo.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I've heard that before. I've heard that name before.
So apparently, Zozo is the entity that you talk to through a Ouija board, right? You're not actually. So the theory is actually contacting any of the dead or anything. It is this like spiritual being called Zozo, and it's apparently she's like a demon thing, right?
Of course.
And so that's what you're actually getting in touch with, and like most insane people, like they've got like different personalities and stuff. So to kind of trap you in a false sense of security, you know, they'll do the friendly interactions and stuff, and then if you've ever actually been on a Ouija board, you know it can get out of hand sometimes, and that's when you just shut it off, right? You're like, okay, we're leaving now, goodbye, and whatever. And so like it does a mixture to kind of like scare you and stuff, but you're contacting this person called Zozo. But apparently it can manifest itself like if you've been messing around with like the Ouija board and stuff, which we had been doing up until that point. Not messing around, but you know, like using it. So we were just like, my friend was just like, it could be Zozo, like kind of playing games or whatever, you know, because apparently it's very like crafty, very tricksy and stuff.
I also think that they've probably watched a bit too much TV, because that is exactly what happens in the film. Zozo is meant to just be a demon creature, and demons.
This is a Zozo film.
Yeah, so Zozo is meant to be like a demon or like a bad spirit.
Is it? Okay, I don't know.
And it is most bad demons or bad spirits pose themselves as a child. That's just most of them.
So I want to mention,
Zozo is just a common one that people expect to come up.
I want to mention my friend is shit scared of horrors and stuff, and she thinks like some of the like craziest shit is scary. By the way, that's not scary at all. So I don't know if she's been watching like shit on that, because
scarred by life by Zozo.
Yeah, like she was absolutely terrified of like going on this ghost hunt. She was like, "What if you're not gonna play games on me and stuff?" And like, no, don't worry. You know, she's like, "Oh, what if something happens?" And it's like, "Don't worry, you're with us. It's okay." Like she was shit scared. So maybe she had heard stuff about Zozo. I don't know. Again, it was her introducing me to it, because I'd never fucking heard of this thing before.
Yeah.
Just what she told me.
Children are like, it's very suspicious. You really need to read the energy of the room and what the child does to figure out if it's an actual child or if it's something posing as a child. Because if it's something posing as a child, then you need to get done with that ASAP.
Yeah,
because speaking to it just prompts it more and just entices it more.
No thanks. I don't like the sound of that at all.
I'll tell a funny story now. Like that same night, we were doing the spirit box. We were doing it for about 10-15 minutes. We were getting no responses up on the room where we kept seeing the shadow thing, like Poppy said, out and stuff, right? 15-20 minutes go by, nothing happens, just silence pretty much. You know, we're kind of chatting amongst ourselves. And so the person running it was just like, right, we'll shut it down then, we're gonna leave now, goodbye. And as soon as he said goodbye, the spirit box said, fuck off. And we was like, alright, yeah, we got the message, bro, we're out.
You know, out of nearly everything that gets said, fuck off is pretty much nearly on time every time.
It's perfect, it's crazy.
It's always so perfect.
They're just trying to chill, right? They're dead already and you're trying to talk. They just want to chill. And you're like, oh, how old are you? Where did you die? I'm like, I don't want to talk about how many times I died. She's like, I'm already dead, mate. You're there alive, chilling. I died. I don't know. What if they died by tripping and just broke their neck or something? And you're there trying. How did you die? I don't want to relive what happened.
I really don't want to relive that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I've told any of you. I'm not sure actually how my first experience and when that was.
No, I don't think so. You've mentioned the one ghost hunt you went on, and were you parked up with your mum somewhere with the spirit box on your phone, and you were getting responses?
That's funny. That's only my mum's new favourite hobby is driving out to somewhere and just pulling up and seeing what we get. But no, when I started believing in ghosts, I was like 8. Me and my stepsister, my stepmom and my dad decided to go to one of the local pubs quite late at night, so it was like 8 o'clock at night when nearly everyone's got their kids in bed but us. And we were sat outside, nice summer's night. My stepmom and dad were sat on a picnic bench talking, and me and my stepsister go to play on the park. Bear in mind, it's not far at all between them and us on the park. And me and my stepsister climb up the slide. So my stepsister goes first, and then I'm behind her. We get to the top of the slide. Me and my stepsister are just talking. And then I go behind her when she goes down the slide. I turned around and I go, wait, 1 minute. I'm going. And there was a little girl with pigtails, plaited pigtails and glasses on. And I was like, wait, it's my turn. And then I went down the slide, went to look back at her, and then she wasn't there. And there was no one in the playground. And I went to my stepmom being like, I don't want to play here anymore. The girl just disappeared. And my stepmom says, oh yeah, I saw her. And I think her name was Ruby.
Your dog's name?
And then I remembered it a bit later on in life. And I Googled it, just casually, local area, this, that, and the other. I found out locally a guy had murdered his daughter, chopped her up into pieces and put her in a suitcase, and she looked identical to what I'd seen.
Fucking God. That just
and I was like, okay,
spine.
That's when I started to believe in it, because I just thought, as a traumatized child, having a traumatized childhood, you see many things, you hear a lot of things. But then the fact that I remembered it later on, and I was like, I wonder if there actually was anything to that, and looked it up.
The fact that your stepmom knew and you still went. It's just like, oh yeah, I saw. It's like,
but it was literally me and my stepmom were the only ones that saw it. It wasn't until I was like, I don't want to play anymore, because I got creeped out by it, the fact that she just disappeared when she was behind me. I thought like maybe she'd ran in, but then I was like, how did she get down faster than I did?
You're just a kid then, though. You weren't thinking. You're just like, girl's just gone. She's just gone.
I was just like, she's just gone. Like, how? And then afterwards, my stepsister was like, oh yeah, I saw her too. And I was like, oh, yeah, that's only because we've just been on about it. Like, you didn't turn around and being like, where did she go? And plus, like, most kids were in bed. Like, it's only because we would never were, because they enjoyed the pub too much. That we was there. So it was one of those things, as soon as that happened, I was like, okay. Then I had a lot of things happen when I was a kid. Then now as an adult, I'm probably like, yeah, that was probably like childhood schizophrenia due to traumatic events in life. But
mine's so boring compared to you. The only one I had, which really freaked me out, I'm in my room just chilling, and I'm hearing banging on my bedroom door. I'm like, what the fuck? And I'm like, I'm just gonna leave it. It's nothing. And then it got louder and louder and louder. I'm just panicking. I'm like, what do we do? What do we do? And I'm like, there might be something behind that door, but I didn't know what to do. And then I just panicked, opened the door, and just ran downstairs to my mum and dad just in the front room chilling. I'm like, did you not hear that? I'm literally crying. He went, what's my? I'm like, did you not hear the banging on the door? I'm like, no. Literally terrifying. I'm there crying. I'm like, I'm not going upstairs on my own. Can you come upstairs with me? And then after that, I've probably not had anything really supernatural happen in my house. Could have been my neighbours, because my neighbours used to be druggies, but that's a story for another time. Yeah.
When it comes to being in my own house and stuff like that, I try to ignore everything. I put everything down to, oh, it's the house. It's the house. It's fine. It's the house.
I'm sure you're possessed. I'm
Anything
still saying it.
happens,
She's possessed.
I'm
I'm
like,
sure she says she's ill right now. It's not. She's been possessed. I think that's what's happened.
anything happens, I'm like, nope. I don't want to believe it in my own home. That's not happening. I did
That's
have a
some
time where I
strange-
went round. Literally, I had a time. I don't know if it was my mental health having a minute, like one of my conditions creeping up, or whether it was like an actual presence in the house. But yeah, I ended up like cleansing my house and doing a full-on cleansing ritual type thing. Because I don't know, as I said, I don't know if it was my own mental health thing cracking off, or whether it was actually a spirit. But I did go to a ghost investigation the weekend prior to this cracking off. So
Go to your local ghost GP. He'll be able to sort it for you.
so I was like, it's very coincidental that we've just came from a ghost investigation and now this is happening. But then also at the same time, could it been that's then caused my mental health issue, or like added to it, to me just losing control? But I think that's hard to say about a lot of ghost things, though. It's like, how much is it your own mind tricking you,
playing
things
tricks
on you?
It's like the podcast where Hayden mentioned the what was it, the sleep paralysis, that shadow you had in the corner of your room.
Oh, fucking hell, yeah.
Don't remind him.
Yeah, don't remind him of that. Yeah.
It's never. I'll always remember it. Like, it's never going anywhere. But
That's exactly
yeah.
me. And the first time I saw that kid, it was like, I'm never scrubbing that from my brain.
It comes through a thing as like it's always a person. What about animals?
I have had a ghost experience with an animal.
Have you actually?
Yeah, I had a ghost dog curl up on my bed.
A ghost dog.
See, and that's not scary. That's cute.
I was a bit creeped out to begin with, and I daren't move. I was too scared to move. But at the same time, it did make me cry because it was very cute.
So what does that mean then? Like, 'cause there's always meanings to like things.
I just
What
think
the
like,
fuck does
Did it
a
look
ghost
like
animal mean?
a familiar dog you had? Or...
yeah, I knew exactly which dog it was.
Oh,
it was quite...
even worse. No, maybe
yeah, it was one that was always looked after me. So I had 2 dogs growing up when I lived with my mum and dad. So up until like the age of 6. And we had 2 dogs. One that was a little bugger, but we loved him. And one that was the most sweetest, daintiest dog ever. Like, he would never do anything to hurt me. And cared for me more than most would. So I decided, as a freaking 5 to 6 year old little girl would, that I was going to be an independent kid and take my dogs a walk. Bear in mind, they are probably as big as me at this point, if not bigger. And I'm there being like, oh, I'm going to take these dogs a walk. So I had to go through the troublesome one's cage to get to my favourite one. And he was troublesome. He didn't want me to let him go. But I managed to get my dog out. And we decided to walk down the lane. So where I lived was literally on the long stretch out of the town. So we used to have an industrial factory opposite us, and then there was us, and we were the only strip of houses until you get to the next town. So it was very isolated. You just knew the people that were on your street, and that was pretty much it, unless you was at school. So everyone knew everyone on that street, and I started walking my doggy down, and one of the girls that were older than me noticed that I was trying to take this dog a walk. But it's so funny, like my mum says, only that dog would have actually let you taken a walk and not pulled you over or anything. And I ignored her telling me to go home. She went to go run and get my mum, and the dog stopped at the end of the street and wouldn't go any further. He was like, "Nope, you ain't going anywhere, hun." And then I think it turned around, and then my mum started running at me. Like, yes.
Wait, what? Sorry, I didn't blank out. I just kind of misunderstood. So
That's just my favorite dog, and like how good of a dog they were.
So it didn't let
my connection
also
to
it
this
didn't
dog.
let you go any further.
It wouldn't let me go any further, but it was willing for me to take it a walk, even though I was like 5 or 6. So like,
got you.
how is a 5 or 6-year-old meant to take a dog a walk?
Yeah.
It's not gonna work.
Taking you for a walk.
Exactly. It was basically okay if you want to, but we're not going far.
Yeah.
And honestly, that dog just kept take care of me when I was a baby and everything. So me and this dog, connection beyond belief. I don't know how or why. I knew I was upset about the dog. I don't know if it was an anniversary, or I don't know if it was my dad moving house and that I'd never get to see the place where the dog last was. Or there was something about that dog. I was really upset about that dog. And I think I was sat in bed crying about it. Yet again, you don't know how much your mind's just playing on you. But then I went to go lie down, and like I felt my covers getting tight. So then I looked behind me, and there was an imprint behind my legs of where the covers had been pushed in. Yeah, because bear in mind, I've just laid down, so it should be like tight from my legs to the edge of the bed, not have the dint in the covers right behind my legs, as if you've like patted the cover to your legs. And like the cover was heavy.
It makes you think, like, say you had that experience as a kid. What you don't know. What if that dog's still with you now? You just don't know.
Yeah.
You don't sense.
I was gonna ask, have you had any other experiences with that dog, or just that one?
I think just that one that I remember. Because I feel like as I've gotten older, it kind of creeps me out a little bit.
Yeah,
I mean, it's fun. If you were to say though, a ghost animal, it would normally just be a dog or a cat, wouldn't it? Like you never hear stories of my dead parrot came visited me when I was asleep or something. I knew it was the parrot because it wouldn't shut up or something.
But you think of it though, like they probably do. It's just parrots are such unusual pets that no one would really talk about it.
Yeah, I was just about to say, like, it's probably what people have the most of, right? Like,
that's why the ones you're gonna hear the stories of.
No, but you could have, you had a pet parrot. You always just be on your shoulder or something, and then you never know. You're just chilling on your computer and you heard
the pirate.
You'd be like, it's could be, but no, like you hear moves. You'd be like, oh, it's the wind. What if it was the parrot on your shoulder or something?
My mum and dad had mice, pet mice.
And
I'm pretty sure my mum used to say that she saw one of the rats, even though like they were well gone. And she used to thought she'd see them like scuttling.
So I've had that, but so I've seen both. I've seen spiders and I've seen like mice/rats when I've been so tired. I'm talking I haven't slept for like 2 days. Right? And so the spiders one, I love spiders. You guys know I love spiders. Freaked me the fuck out because it was black, like just blackness, just the void, right? Like void of all like scurrying, right? Like quickly. And then the rat or the mouse, can't speak properly.
One of them. You're doing well.
It was
one of them.
I thought I saw it scurried under my door, and I was so sure that we had mice. I was like, shit, we've got mice. So I literally set up traps and stuff, but didn't hear it for about a week or two. I was worrying, shit, we've got mice. Didn't hear it at all. I've not found it or anything. Like this was like about a year or two ago, And I was just like, I put it down to me being tired and hallucinating. Because, like, it was...
That's what you do.
But, yeah. Well, the thing is, last time I had mice was, like, in my old house, right? And literally put down poison and stuff, found one dead on the kitchen floor, right? Like, laying on its back. Like,
Lovely.
I can't believe
and
it.
so I grabbed a towel, picked it up and threw it outside because I knew the cats would, like, eat it. But, yeah.
Can't
Ugh.
believe you. Rat poison.
Yeah.
We sell that in B&Q,
Despicable.
just so you know.
Why?
Despicable.
Why?
They are
Don't
cute.
kill them.
They are cute.
Yes. No, they're not. They're ugly.
They are.
They're
No,
vile
they're not. They are
creatures.
cute.
They're
There's nothing
How
wrong with
the
vile.
fuck do you think
creatures.
spiders are nice, but don't like fucking mice or rats?
Yeah,
They're
she's got a
vile.
point. And don't say they're both furry and cute because the spider's furry. It's not cute.
No, they're not. They're not cute. They're vile little creatures.
Spiders, yeah, they are.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So, all right, but everybody's like seems to be afraid of spiders, and everybody kills them, and nobody bats an eye. And so I'm like, no, don't kill it.
How
But
many
it's like,
spider ghosts are there then,
oh,
Hayden?
it's
Oh
just
my
a
god, can you
spider.
imagine?
The amount of
And I'm
spiders
just
I've
like,
killed.
all right. So
Yeah, but spiders don't have personalities. Rats and mice do.
yes, my Shelob had a personality. Okay.
I'm not gonna bite you today. I'm not gonna run off today.
Well, no, because she loved me. When I first got her, she flicked. She was vile towards me. But then, like,
You
a
realise
couple
you fed
months
her,
in, yeah. And then
and
so
then that
like,
means that she trusts you, and then that's about it.
yes, exactly. And so she let me like hold her. She
It's not a
like crawled up my
personality.
arm
Mm,
and stuff. Like she'd
Perhaps.
stare at
No.
me.
Easy
No.
food, yes, please.
yeah, absolutely no. It's like the videos where they open the thing and they're like, "Come on, come on." No, just gently go. No, just decides to run up your arm and just, what do you do?
Like that video I
What do
sent
you
the other
do?
night.
Yeah, it's not
You
funny.
prick.
Not funny.
It is funny. But yeah,
The thing
rats and
no.
mice are vile creatures, and
They'd
I don't
like,
care.
they'd nuzzle you, they'd give you cuddles, they'd give
Yeah.
you kisses on demand.
No.
They'd curl up with you if they were sleepy.
No.
If you were ill, they'd be even cuter.
No.
Nay.
You could take them a
No.
walk and they'd walk back to you. They were amazing.
No.
So here's one. So again, with the animal thing, also with the human thing, do you believe that there could be a chance of reincarnation instead of just becoming dead?
The
Do you
real
think there's-
question
Yeah.
is, if you could come back as something, what would you come back as?
Oh fuck.
What are the rules?
Yeah,
What
what
are
are
the
the
rules?
Tell us the rules. Please tell the rules.
What was that noise?
There we go.
Here we
so-
go. We've been
Here we
talking
go.
about ghosts.
It's already happened now. She's gone.
What the fuck was that
Nice,
noise?
nice knowing you, Pom. Nice knowing you.
Oh
That's
shit!
actually scared me.
It's
Yeah,
so
I did-
sorry.
I told her she's possessed right now. She didn't
Ignore
actually
it. You
hear
said
it.
you were gonna ignore it. Just ignore it.
Yeah.
Just ignore it.
Yeah.
I just heard scratching right now.
Has she? Has she?
Oh,
is she dog?
really?
Is she dog?
Scratching.
It was like,
Dog. Yeah, is she dog? 100%.
It's a fucking it's a Diogen.
It's
You
a
got
Diogen.
spirit box.
it's chasing me.
You didn't get that
okay,
reference.
so yeah.
It's a reference to Phasma, which Pomsky also likes to stream a lot, which is a ghost game. So if you want to see her react to that, how she just reacted to that scratch, she does that a lot on Phasmophobia. Make sure to follow Pomsky B on Twitch.
I was wondering how you was gonna get to that from that.
Pomsky B is the place to be.
Oh, yeah, So reincarnation would have. I don't want to be
the
boring. So I'll just
parameters.
come back as another human.
Why would you do that? You could
Cause-
literally be a dog, eat, sleep, shit, and that is it.
Yeah, but do you remember your past life?
No.
Well, then how do you know you've been
So-
reincarnated then?
You don't. That's the thing. 'Cause, like, you can't remember anything past, like, most of the time when you're a child, but obviously when you're a child, you can remember quite
So
far before.
do-
But you never remember anything past being born. So
Do you guys know anything about Buddhism?
no.
I'd never paid attention in RE. It used to bore me.
I did really well in religious studies. I don't know how, because I'm so uneducated.
So they believe in reincarnation, right?
Mm.
And depending on how good you've been, and like not good, I guess just how like how Buddhist you've been.
How Buddhist you've been.
Depends on like what you come back as. So if you've been like good and stuff, you come back as like humans and like animals and stuff. But if you've been like a shitty person, you'll turn into like a rat or something. You'll come back as a rat or some shit like that, right? But so they believe every reincarnation you learn something from, and to the point where your spiritual like being, it might take millennia after millennia, but all of that experience gets stored up until you become like a singularity in you basically become like a godlike figure within,
because you've accumulated the knowledge
yeah,
of
because you've
reincarnation so many
accumulated,
times.
yeah, so you've taken all of the experience, put it all together.
Is that
You've
why all the
become, like,
gods
this
are different? Like you've got the elephant one and stuff like that. Is that why?
Well, that's
Or is that
like
something completely different?
That's Hindu. That's
Again, I am not. I am not an educated human
no.
being.
You're fine. But so I guess right now, if I was to come back, I don't think I've been personally good, and I don't think I've been evil. So I'll probably come back as like a pigeon or something, right? Like,
oh, so that's worse than a rat. That's a rat with wings.
Yeah, true. But if I could choose, I don't know, like, I guess a caterpillar, just so I could get the experience of becoming a butterfly, because it turns itself into mush and then becomes a butterfly. Like, how does that work?
Can it be a real thing or not?
Yes. You gotta be something that's living,
Because
breathing.
because he said like, because he said caterpillar. I'm like, oh, can I be a xenomorph? Can I start as a face hugger, then turn into an alien or something? I'd do
a real
that.
thing on the planet Earth.
Yeah, a real thing.
But then that comes to
beating
like
heart
a
and a
thing
brain.
of where they say things come from different realms. What
That's
if there is a
around
magical
now.
realm?
Yeah.
There could be a magical realm where xenomorphs actually exist. You never know.
I don't think so.
I wish that would. No, please, someone make that happen, please. God, is there a
I
God?
always used to think that I was a cat in my past life because I can climb nearly anything. I just cannot fucking get down, and I nuzzle into people like a fucking cat.
Yep.
I used to climb trees all the freaking time, and then be like, "How the fuck am I getting down?"
No, I'm scared of heights.
I used to love climbing trees.
I think I used to be a frog. The amount of times I see frogs everywhere, I'm like, did I used to be a frog in a past life or something?
And they're all chasing you.
That guy a couple of years ago had all that like frog spawn and stuff, like literally millions and millions. And he was like growing frogs. He made a frog army, and it caused like an infestation and shit.
Yeah,
like there was
I remember that now.
Hundreds and thousands of frogs.
I remember them saying there was an infestation of frogs
coming out of this guy's fucking garden because he was breeding the frogs.
And like, it wasn't even like a native frog either, so they were getting invaded by non-native fucking frogs or
invasive species.
So this guy was pretty much frog trafficking.
Yeah, so like, but he recorded it all on TikTok, and he'd upload TikToks, and people were like, oh my fucking god, I'm so excited to where this is going and shit like that. People were like berating him, people were praising him, people were like, what the fuck? I was in the what the fuck category, like, holy shit, I'm actually kind of excited to see where this goes.
I was like, this is gonna end badly.
Yeah, it caused a ruckus in the town. Yeah, it was like it caused loads of damage and shit. But he'd film it. Literally thousands and thousands of tiny little frogs are like just bouncing everywhere. It's like holy shit.
Oh, that makes me cringe. It's like the frog that has its babies in its back.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Nah, and there's a spider that does that as well. Oh, fucking get away from me now.
It's
like
one
that
of those
video.
things.
Oh,
sorry.
well, go on, Pop, go on.
It makes me laugh when I used to see it when my dad drove, and now I see it when I drive. Is a warning. You know how you get your deer warning of deers maybe crossing? There's somewhere local to us that it's beware of the toads and frogs crossing. So it's an actual like crossing path where there's commonly toads and frogs that cross this road, and you have to be careful because either some of them, I wouldn't say endangered, but they're like on the watch to see how much the population is, and also it causes a lot of issues to your car.
Yeah, I don't know how many times I've biked across the canal and killed frogs.
It's common to see a deer sign, but then when you see a frog sign saying beware of frogs, it just fucking made me laugh every time.
That is pretty
You
fucking
seen this
funny to be
frog?
fair, though.
Be careful. Frogs about.
Frogs about. Careful.
Yeah. There's a
That
frog
makes me wanna-
since I'm going to mark it on your map. What?
Makes me want to drive there again and see if it's there.
There's another frog settlement. I'll mark it on your map.
Yeah.
So
Name's
what animal
Preston.
are we turning into?
Preston Froggy.
Oh, so I have to pick an actual animal then.
Yeah, what do you want to turn into?
Yeah. No, it depends if you like being on your own or not.
It'd have to be like a bird or something, wouldn't it? You
I
know,
was
like...
thinking a bird so you can see stuff, but I'm like, you could also just shit on someone because it's fucking hilarious when it's just like, I'm just gonna shit on you. Why not? Ruin your day. Shit on your car. I don't want to be the basic person to say a wolf. Either a wolf or I'll be my favourite animal. I'll be a.
I think you'd be hunted all the time, wouldn't you? So
I wouldn't want to be something like brutal, you know, like a lion or a tiger or something, you know, because it's like nature's very brutal, and I feel.
I was thinking penguin, but I'm like the amount of times I've cried seeing a penguin being eaten by like a seal, fucking kills my heart.
The animal kingdom is fucking brutal, you know. You've got seals killing penguins, but then you've got like seals being bullied by like fucking dolphins and shit. Whales and shit.
How does it feel to be on the other side of the food chain?
Yeah, exactly. The thing is, they don't even eat them half the time. They just do it for like laughs. They just gang up on them, scare the shit out of them, and then pop, you know, and kill them just for shits and gigs.
That's great. I love that. No, I might just be a bison because it's my favourite animal. Just be my favourite animal. Why not?
Bison.
Yeah, don't ask me why bison's my favourite animal. It is. I just like a bison.
Fair. You know what? Fair enough. I've never heard that in my life.
That's so fucking random.
That is.
Look
no, that's cool as shit.
So cute, they're cool.
Yeah, bisons look cool as shit. Yeah, you know what? I'll give it to you. I've never heard that person in my life.
And just to make it even more weird, it's that much of my favourite animal. My GTA 5 character, which is annoying because I've got it on PC and I can't get it anymore. There's a bison mask and you can't get it. So I've got it on my Xbox account, but you can't get it on PC. I went to the mask shop and it's not there.
You know what my favourite fucking mask is, and they only bring it around for Christmas, and it's fucking temporary. No, it's the gingerbread man mask. Oh my! That brought me so much joy in GTA 5. Me and my friends, we'd go around doing the emotes and stuff like, "Oh, it's happening!" It was running around with fucking gingerbread.
Did someone say mask? Well, that's you don't get.
Here we go.
Mask. No, we're not doing it now. No. Be good.
I mean,
see, that's
cute.
Yeah, Pomsky's just sent me a picture of a cute little. That's like an AI one, but I just like what the actual look like. I love a bison. Me, people eat them as well. I'm like, do you know what? I would eat them, but still my favorite animal.
Bison burger.
Bison burger. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't eat any of that shit. I see it
Oh,
all the time at
I've had an
fairs and markets.
ostrich burger. They're
Oh,
nice, you know.
oh,
I've
yeah.
had I've had an ostrich egg before. Have you seen an ostrich egg?
Massive.
Fucking
Make a Scotch
massive.
egg out of one of
Yeah.
them.
I mean, the only thing
Absolutely
I have
massive.
tried is venison before, and I was like, that's not worth. I'm just gonna stick to my normal.
You should
Not
see me
worth
on Red
killing
Dead
such a
with
beautiful
bison.
creature.
I don't like killing them. It's cute. Oh, go on then. Everyone else. What everyone else be? I've said mine. Bison.
I'd be a Labrador.
Oh, why?
They're
Because
so
you know,
fucking lazy.
you'll know when you're getting old, though. That's the one thing with them. You
I
know when they're
still
getting old.
do. I know, but like they age like they just age normally. That's just the most relatable animal. That just loves their life, bounce around, having fun when they're young, so lively and fun, and then they get older and they just get a bit slower, and then they're just chilling. They don't care. You feed them, water them,
Let's
walk them
all
if you
watch
have
Marley
to.
and Me, guys. Let's all watch Marley and
No,
Me again.
no.
Because I watched that before I had a dog. I had a cat at the time. I was like, oh, that's quite sad. Not that sad. And then after we got a dog, and then my dog died. First dog died. Watched that. I needed a good 10 minutes. Just cried. Crying.
Yeah, I'll never watch Marley and Me. Never.
Watching Marley and Me.
I don't like animals getting hurt or animals dying in anything. Not for me.
I'm really off topic, and I'm okay with it. But...
We're here to ramble, aren't we? So I
yes.
don't mind too much. It makes time up and all. What on our thoughts of ley lines and portals to other realms? Do we believe in parallel universes?
Seen the Nether portal before, so yeah, 100%.
Flint and steel. It falls under like scrying can kind of fall under that, right? You know, a little bit. And
yeah.
I kind of believe in scrying.
Brandon, do you know what scrying is?
No, I do not. Would someone like to
No,
give
I
me
didn't think so.
a thingy? Yeah.
You was like extremely quiet then.
Oh yeah, no, you're talking about stuff. I'm like, no, I'm still smiling about Flint and Steel. When you're on about...
all I'm gonna say is mirrors, baby.
oh, as in like, so a mirror is.
Scrying mirror, yeah.
Bloody
Yeah.
Mary, Bloody Mary, Bloody Mary.
Oh,
yeah, shit like that.
I remember watching the
Oh,
film
well,
Mirrors. I couldn't look at the
yes, but
reflection of
no.
myself for ages.
Yes, but no. So, like, scrying, it's that if you get like a proper scrying mirror, you're supposed to be able to, if you focus and concentrate, you're supposed to be able to see into like different universes / like make contact with like a different version of yourself and stuff like that. The thing staring back at you is not you; it's like you from a different
Heard
like
that. I didn't know it had an actual
universe or
name.
something.
Like, I didn't know that had an actual
But there's
name.
like a special kind of mirror, like they're actually called like scrying mirrors. Like they're not just like any normal like mirror. They're like specially made and stuff. But my friend got me and like I remember when she did it one time, she like came out of like her, weren't really a trance, just like a really deep concentration, you know, because she's done it loads of times before. And she was like, yeah, I had to break concentration because I did not like what I was seeing. It was me, I had wrinkles, I had dark eyes, and I was staring back at myself, and I really hated it, so I had to break concentration and shit, and I'm like, oh my god.
It's like seeing your future self as an old woman.
Yeah.
I was just having a look at like what the definition of like scrying is and everything. Apparently is most commonly performed to receive visions or images that may offer guidance or insight into the future.
Yeah.
is a form of seeing or peeping into a medium to gain a deeper knowledge or inspiration.
I'm there just like looking myself in the mirror and then I try and catch myself out. I'm like, I didn't do
Yeah,
that, and then
got you.
and then
Yeah.
then it notices, then just pulls you in, and then you're dead.
You do always do that, don't you? You always look at the mirror just waiting to see if something's different.
And that's why I always pull a funny face. When I look
Yeah,
at
I
myself
make
in
funny
the mirror.
faces at myself, like, oh man. But again, so it's not a belief that I have, but like I kind of follow the way of like tarot cards and stuff as well, right? Like,
Oh yeah,
I
that's my
I
kind of
don't.
jam.
Yeah, I love tarot cards in Faz and in real life. But with real life, I kind of I don't think it's. I take it like not supernaturally. Like I
No.
I think there's like messages that can be perceived from it, you know, where some
Yeah.
people they see it as like, holy
Someone
shit,
telling
you
you
know,
how it's gonna
yeah, like how what it's gonna be and stuff like that. Whereas I kind of believe in the connection of there's kind of a message to be
be. Yeah.
derived from this, and like it, you know, because the message could, depending on who you speak to, the message could be different from each person reading your tarot cards, right?
Yeah.
But once you like research it yourself, and then like some, you know, what the cards mean, what, you know, certain what combinations could mean, you know, of
Yeah.
stuff, you
Yeah.
know, you kind of get a different reading of it, or you can kind
You
of,
just understand it more.
yeah,
So
you
both like
understand what's
the more
being
you
told to you.
understand, the more I
Yeah,
feel like you can apply it to your life and knowledge.
yeah. Whereas like some people just say, "Oh my God, you got like the tower upside down, or you're gonna die in the next 2 days." And it's like, "Oh well, great, cool, thanks." You know, that's like
I've
the
seen it on
very.
TikTok where they do readings, but it's on TikTok and it's loads of people. There's like
Yeah,
loads of
yeah.
views on
I
it,
don't
but then
I don't believe in that. So like, unless you're in person, I don't think somebody can
I've had
feel
one
like
though
your
where
energy
go on
through a fucking phone
a
screen.
video.
You know what I mean?
No, because I've had
Yeah, I
one where
agree.
they literally were doing one and they were like, "Oh, you've had something's happened in your life, like you've had a really bad connection with someone." I'm like, "Yeah," and then they say, "Oh, you feel like your place of work's dragging you down." I was like, "Yeah," and then a minute, that's some basic stuff.
And that's the thing. Like a lot, you've got to be careful because a lot of these people they do everyday stuff, right? So it's like, oh,
Yeah.
you've had a bad relationship. Well, most people have had bad relationships. Oh, it messed you up in some certain way. Most of bad relationships mess you up in a certain way, you know? So it's like,
And like,
unless
what's the
they.
likelihood you've had a bad relationship? Pretty highly
Yeah.
likely.
Yeah. But then again, like the same friends I went ghost hunting with, they do like mystic nights and stuff. Like they'll go, that's so far outside of my belief system that I don't join that. I'm just like whatever. But I sit and I listen to, you know, like when they tell me stuff like, oh, this happened, because I'm genuinely interested. Maybe I have to like experience it with myself, but that stuff's so far outside of interest,
Yeah.
you know, like
Yeah.
so I don't know. But excuse me, sorry, they've said like, oh, Hayden, yeah, well, there is no way she could have known about this and stuff, and for somehow she knows about like, you know, this person or something. It's like, how can they know about this person type of thing? I'm like, no, fair. I get what you're saying, you know,
Yeah.
like I don't want to reveal too much about like my friend's life or anything, so I'm being very vague, sorry, but you know, and I get it. I'm just like, no, I get it. You know, oh, she knew exactly about this specific person. I'm like, yeah, I know. That's not a normal thing that, you know, this person has going on in their life. So it's like, yeah, it's weird that she knows it. And
Oh
she knew the
yeah.
name and stuff like that. I'm like,
It
okay.
is crazy, those things. My friend, her mum and her auntie had all readings done, and there was all like a common theme happening. And they were like, oh, that's just so random and weird, and like that's not at all like what's happening right now. But it was a future reading. And I was like, yeah, just like just keep it in the back of your mind. Like, I know it sounds like something you guys wouldn't have or wouldn't happen, but you just never know, right? And then like a year down the line, shit happened, shit cracked off, and we were all on about like how we all wanted to do another reading, and I wanted to go this time. And then they were like, oh yeah, do you remember that reading we went to like a year ago? And then you just saw the penny drop on all of their faces, being like, oh my god, look at all of the past year and where we are now. And that psychic person got it down to the T of how many things were going to happen, where, when, and who it's going to affect the most, who's going to have this happen to them. And it just literally fit so perfectly. And it wasn't even generic stuff. Like, there was numbers of people that this was going to happen to, exact number, and like all things correlated perfectly. With there being like, that is actually really creepy. How the fuck did she know that all that was going to happen perfectly?
I think I'm lucky that I've never had that happen. I've never had a reading. Would I like to have one? I'm not sure on that one. Because that's the thing of the future. Would I like to know what may happen in the future, even if it's only a guidance thing? It's never 100% they tell you what happens. Like you said, with numbers and stuff. You put two and two together and you're like, oh, such and such told me about that. I don't think I would
my
like
best
to know
friend
that.
does readings for me quite a bit. Because I'm just such a like well, this is it, life is fucked, life is done. And she's like, no, let's do a reading, let's see what they say. She always does them, and I'm being like, okay, well, apparently nothing's cracking off, or it's just about to get worse. I'm like, oh, great.
Thanks for that. Thanks for the worst bit. Did they tell you that bit? Well, that's a bit I don't want
life
to know.
to get shitter.
You're gonna see a frog in the road, and you're gonna hit it, and you're gonna crash. The end. That's the end of the podcast. She dies.
My friend's good at like applying them to you as well. So it's like you make your own connections as she's saying it, but at the same time, because she knows me, she's like, well, clearly this is meaning this because of your situation right now. And then future one is most of the time generic future stuff, but timing, whether it's going to be soon, far in advance. But that's always been pretty accurate.
Wouldn't you want to go see someone else to like kind of get a second opinion from someone who doesn't know you?
Not
that your friend would lie to you. I'm not saying that and stuff.
What you're saying, because your friend would know her a lot more. So
yeah, because your best friend, like they know you like the back of the hand.
I know, but she wouldn't say my life was about to get shit or some bad.
No, I know. What I'm saying though is, wouldn't it be good to like get another person's perspective? Yeah, like.
Because you'll be like, you've said the same thing, and this person doesn't know me at all.
Technically, yes, but in the sense is I quite like the thought that they know me, so they've got also a connection in that way that they can put into the cards.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
Where normally, if it's someone else, you have to pay, and if they're earning money from it, I ain't gonna trust what they say.
I feel like your pockets are getting emptier. Yeah, I wonder why. I'll just give you money. Yeah, I think my opinion's the same. I wouldn't like to do that. I know I'd like use a different but no, not for me.
I've done some like I feel like some pretty witchy stuff before. I've I forgot the term now. where you want to believe that something's going to happen so much that you like have a little seance about it.
You try and manifest.
Oh, you like
Manifesting,
you
that's it.
Manifest it.
you
Yeah.
manifest stuff and you speak things into existence. So
Yes.
I am very much this person at work. So like when I was on day shifts, like I used to fucking piss off so many people because they'd piss me off. I'd be like, oh, and it's over simple things like, oh my god, I can't believe that the day's going really fast, and shit like that. I'm like, stop. And like, what? And I'm like, because you're speaking like negative stuff into it now. Like the thing, it's gonna go slow from now on because you've just said like, oh, it's going fast and blah 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 blah. Now that you've said it, like the universe is gonna correct itself and
I
it's
always
gonna
say
be
that.
like,
I'm not gonna say it because then it's gonna
yeah,
happen. So
yeah, and
let's ignore that, guys.
like I get a little inkling of the thought like, oh, today's going good, and I throw it out of my mind. Like I'm just like, no, abolish, go, disappear, bam, like go, because I don't want to even think it in instance, right? Because like, yeah, I'm very much of a believer in like you can think and speak things into not existence, but like again, it could be like just you trick yourself into a false sense of like security or something. It's like, oh, today's today's going to be a good day, and if you believe that, you're going to have a good day, because you're kind of tricking your mind into being like, even if something goes wrong, you're just going to deal with it and it's still going to be a good day.
Push it off and it's completely
I was just thinking, for like a skeptic's point of view, they could easily, like, you would say, oh, well, people that want to believe in ghosts will see ghosts.
Yeah.
Where from a believer's point of view, we see ghosts because we're more open to the possibility.
Yeah. But that's me, like with that skeptic thing on the speaking and thinking stuff, I can see it from both sides. I think it's like you're kind of tricking your mind into believing this, that it's going to be a good day. So because we know how, like, through research and stuff, like we know how fickle the human mind can be. That's why that's why there's all these like brain teasers and all this shit where it's like, oh, look at these lines, and stuff, and they're all like moving and stuff, but in reality they're not moving. They're like very static. It's just our minds playing tricks on us. So our brain's easy to get tricked.
I can't look at dots,
flashing dot ones.
Something.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's literally nothing happened, but I can see dots moving.
It's like, oh, are these white dots or black dots? But they're both at the same time. It's like, I don't know. Which is it? So the brain's just so easy to trick. But again, a skeptic will see that and be like, yes, so it's just your mind playing tricks and stuff. It's
I think as I've got older and doing a lot more studying of mental health issues, and like, I won't say diagnosing myself, but definitely finding the correlations.
Please don't diagnose yourself.
No, I'm not gonna.
No, like people, listeners and stuff. Please, in anything, illness, mental health, please don't diagnose yourself. Please go see a professional. Thank you. That was my little personal message.
But like,
came from the heart, that one then.
It really does.
When you're learning so much about it, and like somewhat becoming a professionals in that, you then realize how much your brain does without you thinking about it. So much of your life experiences that are just common and innocent have so much more meaning to them. So it's like, it's so easy that it's not just a person with mental health issues that's just seeing things, hearing things, or their brain tricking them.
Yeah.
Because like depression is the one known of the most, but there's so many common ones that are more life disrupting that no one would know about.
See, and that's the thing. Like, I'm not dragging her name or anything, but my ex, bipolar and stuff. I can't imagine having multiple personalities in me. Like, yes, I get mad, and yeah, I've got different sides of. I'd never say they're different personalities. It's just you just get me in different mood states. But with her, it was genuine, like I was with someone else. When like these different personalities. Oh man, it's scary thinking about it. It's like, holy shit.
I learned that childhood trauma can give you a extent of schizophrenia. It's like trauma version of schizophrenia.
Yeah.
That'll just last like a short period of time, most of the time, or will develop further. Due to trauma, and it's quite common in children. And I thought, is that maybe because children see things more? Children more, like we always say, spiritually, children are more prone to seeing things that aren't there.
100%.
But is that because of childhood trauma, schizophrenia, or are they actually seeing ghosts?
Like the one you saw in the park.
Exactly. But like it's so hard to say that, because there's no evidence of either, right? You can't say, oh yeah, they definitely had that at that time, or oh yeah, they definitely saw a ghost at that point. There's lack of evidence for both.
Yeah, and there is, and I also hate the people who say, oh, well, you can't disprove it, so it's true. I hate that.
Yeah.
I hate it, but not just like this subject, but anything. Like, oh, you can't disprove my God is not real, so he's real, type of thing. And it's like
you can't prove.
All right, I get that. Yeah, you know what I mean. So, but they take that as like, oh, so that's a win for me, type of thing. And I was like, it doesn't work like that. That's just that's a very childish way of thinking.
Yes, to be more open to things.
Be more open to things, yeah. Like I really am. Like again, I'm not religious and stuff, but I'm open. If someone comes to me and talks about their religion or whatever, I'll listen. If it's someone I like, I listen. But if it's some shit. But...
So the lesson to take from today is be more open, be more considerate,
and look out for things that go bump in the night. Basically,
literally,
who knows?
And things
listen for scratches and stuff like that, because I don't know. Something might be out there.
I mean, like, I have a boiler behind me, but it didn't sound like the boiler firing up. And I have a radiator next to me, but it didn't sound like the water bubbling in a radiator. So I just keep thinking, what the fuck can it be?
It's the ghost. That's what it is.
The little girl.
Yep.
Anyway, thank you everybody so much for listening.
Thanks, guys.
For yeah, thank you, everybody.
Right. Thanks for having me.
If you would like to, please, in the comments, let us know what you would like to hear us all talk about. Again, if you have any ideas for rebranding, that would be amazing. And if you wanted to listen to us even more, then have a look at my Twitch account at Pomsky, and there's us playing games, just chilling, having fun, and getting spooked. So,
and you can also give her jump scares as well, which would be hilarious.
Oh yeah, please don't.
Yeah.
I've got screaming and footsteps just to add to my paranoia.
Perfect for the headspace that you're in right now.
But thanks for listening.
Thanks, guys.
Thanks.
Bye.
Goodbye.